Solemn Ceremonies.
In the aftermath of 9/11, we learned that the American spirit was alive and well.
Irving police and firefighters join people across the country in marking the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks. See some of the ways they are paying tribute to lives lost. Pro Golf returns.
I think it's going to be fantastic for this community to see, the legends of the game that continue to play. And when you weave in the celebrity component, it just makes it that more exciting for everybody.
A major golf event is coming to the city of Irving next year, and it will bring professional golfers and celebrities. Lively Alive.
We're hoping to get kids just really engaged in the community.
It feels pretty nice having a place to, chill and relax.
Lively Pointe Youth Center is bringing the fun to spread the word about its programs and an upcoming renovation. See what's ahead. Plus a preview of Illuminate Irving, the cause behind this golf tournament, and Irving Mall celebrates its golden anniversary. Now on City Source. What can be recycled curbside? We are getting answers to that and some of the other common questions for solid waste services. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. That story is coming up, but first, 20 years after the 9/11 attacks, it is a time for reflection across the country, including right here in Irving. The police and fire departments held a special ceremony at Veterans Memorial Park.
I would like to thank you for giving up part of your morning to be with us here today to remember the tragic events that changed our lives 2 decades ago.
I think it's very fitting that we're here today to remember the people that were killed as we were attacked at the World Trade Center and around our country. Something we never ever anticipated. A plane full of people and full of fuel became an attack weapon.
20 years after our nation was attacked, the events of September 11, 2001 may be fading in the minds of many Americans. But for those of us who devote our lives to the service, the memories of the terrorist attack that took so many lives remain vivid in our memories.
Shock, disbelief, anger, sadness, and anxiety were the prevailing emotions that day as the country stood still, captivated by the disturbing footage from the World Trade Center and the Pentagon.
That day, and many days since, I've tried to imagine what the first responders that rushed into that burning building might have felt, knowing that most likely they were never going to come out.
Never forgetting also means embracing the many lessons learned from 9/11.
Over the past 20 years, hundreds and more have died from the various illnesses they have contracted from their participation in the response and rescue efforts.
To my fellow first responders, please take care of yourself.
God bless our country. God bless Irving, Texas. God bless the men and women that protect our city.
And of course, we all know how 9/11 impacted aviation. DFW Airport hosted a memorial service at its Department of Public Safety headquarters. It included bagpipes, a ceremonial flag raising, and special tributes to first responders.
Because of their sacrifice, we're better prepared to protect, even more devoted to serve, and we're reminded once again, it's our duty to keep alive their memory and purpose through our own dedication and commitment.
See more of this service at youtube.com/the City of Irving. Solid waste services is the focus of a lot of attention right now. Pay rates, staffing, services, landfill life, and more are among the hot topics of discussion. We are going to tackle some of the common questions with Solid Waste Services Director Travis Schweitzer. Thanks so much for being here, Travis.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Sure, and let's start with recycling. We are seeing questions about what is accepted curbside in those blue bags. When it comes to plastics, which plastics are accepted?
We accept plastics 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. The only plastic that is not accepted in our program is number 4. That's typically a bag from a supermarket or a grocery store, that sort of thing. Those bags are film sort of plastic, and they can typically be returned to the grocery store, usually by the entryway. They have a receptacle there that folks can take those bags.
And when we talk about curbside recycling, what are some of the things that should never go in those blue recycling bags?
It's going to be anything that has a contamination. It could be like a pizza box with some grease on it. It could be yard trimmings. It could be clothing items, that sort of thing.
And what happens if someone puts something they shouldn't in a recycling bag?
Well, we ask folks to limit that, but if they do put something in there that is unacceptable, those bags are broken open at the Material Recovery Facility, or the MRF. Those items are sorted into the various commodities. The items that are not acceptable are sorted out, and those items are discarded in a landfill.
But some of the things that should go, newspapers, glass, talk about some of the things that are accepted.
Absolutely. We accept, of course, newspaper, glass, as you mentioned. We also accept cardboard and paperboard, which is like a cereal box or a Kleenex box. Aluminum cans, steel cans. All of these items need to be empty, clean, and dry before they go in the blue bag. Cardboard can either go in the blue bag, or it can be flattened and the blue bag placed on top of the cardboard. That signifies that for our collection crews that cardboard is to be recycled.
Travis, and I know sometimes people have waste that is considered in a special category. They have needles maybe that they use for a medical condition. They have electronics that they aren't using anymore. What should people do with those items?
Well, you can do several different things. Specifically with needles, you can buy what's called a sharps container. Dispose of those needles in your sharps container, and then place that in your trash for disposal. You can also use a coffee can with a lid. Just make sure that those needles are secured prior to putting them in the bag for disposal. As far as electronics go, we offer shredding and electronic recycling events a few times throughout the year, so be on the lookout for announcements when the next one's going to be.
Let's move now to the Hunter Farrell landfill. You recently announced that the landfill will be closed on Sundays. What is behind that change?
Sure, the landfill will be closing on Sundays beginning in October. We looked at the days of the week and how much trash was coming in volume-wise as well as revenue, and on Sundays it just didn't pencil out to have the landfill open on Sundays.
Yeah, and I know the landfill is a whole big discussion on its own, and we'll hope to have you back as that moves forward. Travis Schweitzer, thanks for being here.
My pleasure, thank you.
Now to an event that will bring pro golfers and celebrities to Irving. The Club Corps Classic will tee off next April. Robert Sheik was at the Las Colinas Country Club for the big announcement.
We are so proud to announce the first annual Club Corps Classic.
Professional golf returns to Irving as the PGA Tour Champions, formerly known as the Senior PGA Tour, announces a new event next April at Las Colinas Country Club.
It's a golf passionate community. No matter which event is here, they're going to support it. But for us to bring the Champions Tour back to this market, we haven't been here in a long time. I think it's going to be fantastic for this community to see legends of the game that continue to play.
The Club Corps Classic comes to Irving April 22nd through 24th and features a unique twist. In addition to the 78 professional golfers, the event includes a celebrity component, with 50 stars from the sports and entertainment world competing on the golf course. Among the celebrities already confirmed to attend are former Major League Baseball standouts Roger Clemens and Kevin Millar, and Pro Football Hall of Famer Tim Brown.
We've said for years, man, we need more events like this. Having the PGA champions with us, puts a little bit more pressure on the situation, but at the same time, man, that's what it's all about. I mean, everybody'll be looking forward to it, and it's going to be a beautiful time.
It's such a great time for us because, one, a lot of athletes, we love golf, and this is a situation you get to come out, raise a bunch of money for kids.
Of course, Irving has a storied history of hosting professional golf tournaments, home to the Byron Nelson Classic for more than 30 years before the event left Irving following the 2017 renewal.
To the city of Irving, the Four Seasons, thank you all for 35 amazing years.
And the LPGA held the Volunteers of America Texas Shootout here at Las Colinas Country Club from 2013 to 2017.
It looks beautiful.
After a recent renovation, the course is in pristine condition, and the club is once again set to showcase the Irving area to a global television audience.
When you look at this golf course, right, it has a history of hosting professional events. They just went through a great renovation on the golf course and the driving range, as well as the clubhouse. It was just natural for us to bring the event here.
Professional golfer Corey Pavin recently moved to the area and became a member at Las Colinas Country Club. Now he's looking forward to hosting his competitors at his home course.
There's a lot of golf here. People love their golf. I love every sport here in Dallas, and it's a great opportunity to have people come out back to the Irving area. There hasn't been a tournament here for a while.
Golfers, celebrities, and fans all excited to once again tee it up in Irving. Robert Sheik for City Source.
We have more golf coverage later. Find out the cause behind this tournament at the Irving Golf Club. Progress is evident at an iconic site in Irving, Williams Square Plaza. We have told you about the $7.8 million plans to add shade and make the area surrounding the Mustangs more inviting. This time-lapse video shows some of the work over a recent 3-week period. Crews have already removed 4,800 granite tiles to make way for more green space. Teams are also improving the fountains and adding lighting. The work is scheduled to be complete next spring. Lively Pointe Youth Center is also in store for some changes. We found out about upcoming renovations and saw how the rec center employees are spreading the word about programs.
All right, y'all ready?
The Wipeout has young people jumping, ducking, and falling, all part of the fun at Lively Pointe Youth Center's Back to School Open House.
This is for all of the youth in Irving coming by just to show them the different programs and events that we have going on.
It feels pretty nice having a place to, chill and relax after a hard day's like work, school,
We have a lot of new kids, especially the younger middle school kids that really don't know what we're all about over here at Lively.
This center will be changing in the months ahead. The city of Irving is investing about $400,000 in renovations. One area of focus will be the entryway and check-in area to give staff better visibility of the front entrance and facilitate more interaction.
And we're also looking at expanding the kitchen. We're really looking forward to that. We got a lot of use out of the kitchen recently with some cooking classes that we've implemented.
Along with those popular cooking classes, the kitchen is also used for Parks and Rec's therapeutic program. It serves the city's special needs population every weekday.
Very proud of that point that, that we're providing recreational services for the full spectrum of our residents.
We do some life skills classes with them. So we do also some cooking instruction with them.
And it gets tight in there. So we're going to expand it, open it up a little bit more, make it more functional for those folks to go out there when they're doing that program.
The video gaming and theater areas are also expected to see some upgrades.
We don't really have a permanent place for all our video gaming equipment. We've moved it around quite a lot over the last couple years.
Just again, advancing our programming ability so that we can more suit the needs of our residents.
As plans move forward, the city's capital improvement team wants to meet with the Irving Youth Action Council, a group that is designed to help promote local government engagement.
Yeah, they've got a lot of energy and ideas, especially the teen council. They'll speak their mind. They're very good at that, and so we're just excited to work with them.
One of our primary goals here at the Teen Center is to build leadership skills with the teens. So we definitely want to have them in our decision-making process.
It makes me feel good because it's about teenagers.
I'm really excited about it because I know if they invest money into this building, the kids are going to look at it and say, oh, that's Lively, like, oh my gosh, like they're doing stuff, let me go over there and see what they have going on.
But young people do not need to wait until all of that is complete to get involved here. There is a lot happening every day. What do you hope kids get out of participating here?
We're hoping to get kids just really engaged in the community. Like I said, we have a lot of programs up here that really aim to really involve them.
All of our participants do have to have an Irving Parks and Recreation ID card. We're actually doing a membership drive at this event, so if parents want to come in with them and sign them up, we can get all the parents' contact information, get that into our online system.
Once they get the card, young people are on their way to finding all of the fun at Lively Pointe Youth Center. This back-to-school open house is just one example.
All right, you good to go?
But the goal of today, you want more people to get involved.
Yes, definitely, for sure.
It's a great facility for teens and one of the few in the state that only programs for teens. So that's a great asset for the city.
And it's one they hope more young people will experience. The team at Lively also coordinates the city's Special Olympics programs and hosts the popular Teen Jam events. Mosquitoes infected with the West Nile virus have bit several Irving residents in recent weeks, causing illness. That's according to Dallas County Health and Human Services. Irving's code enforcement department puts out traps across the city to catch mosquitoes for testing. Whenever a mosquito tests positive, the city sprays the affected area in the overnight hours. Residents are also reminded to take steps to reduce their own risk for contracting West Nile. Among the tips, using repellent containing DEET and eliminating standing water. Find more tips at irvingfightsthebite.org. We also continue to remind you about COVID-19. Dallas County remains at level red, meaning there is a high risk of transmission. As is widely reported, vaccines are available at many locations across the city. Find more information at dallascounty.org/COVID-19. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. To bring attention to the cause, the Irving Police Department's Family Advocacy Center is once again hosting Illuminate Irving. Here to preview that event is Victim Services Supervisor Heather Koval. Heather, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Sure, and before we get into what's new and different this year, remind our viewers, what is the goal of Illuminate Irving?
The goal of Illuminate Irving is to bring awareness to domestic violence in our community. It's also to recognize and honor those who have suffered through the atrocity of domestic violence and remember those who have died as a result of domestic violence. I think it's important for all of us to take time and recognize that these things do happen in our community to people that we know and love. And the more that we can talk about these types of issues, the more capable we are of eradicating them. It's a silent crime. And so the more we can bring attention and awareness to the issue of domestic violence, the better we're going to be at reducing domestic violence in the future.
Certainly a serious cause. And we have some video from past years that shows some lanterns. What is the story on those lanterns?
We wanted to do something that held meaning and value, and we learned about a Japanese tradition where, in recognition of people who had suffered an atrocity, lanterns were lit and released on the water. And we just thought that that was so meaningful and so significant. And we met with some of our partners here in the city of Irving about if it would be respectful and appropriate for us to do something similar in honor of victims of domestic violence. And they were overjoyed that we had interest in using that type of ceremony to recognize victims and survivors of domestic violence. So it is a tradition that we did not come up with on our own, but it really is a beautiful and meaningful ceremony. One of the things that we've done over the years is that lanterns may be lit different colors. We have chosen white lights to honor those who have survived domestic violence, and purple lights for the lanterns to recognize those who have died as a result of domestic violence. So it's a very sobering illustration of the people who have suffered through domestic violence.
Yeah, that video is always compelling to see, and I mentioned there are some changes this year. One of those is the location. Tell me about that, and what else is new this time around?
This year we decided we wanted a little bit more of an intimate location, and with everything that's been going on with health concerns and those kinds of things, we recognize that a lot of people may feel uncomfortable coming out this year. But part of the reason we chose Millennium Park for our ceremony is, number one, it's a beautiful location, but Millennium Park is a great location because at this site, individuals will be able to release the lantern themselves onto the water. We think it's really important for people to be able to do that action on their own, and at our other location we weren't able to do that due to the level of the water. So we're really excited to do it at Millennium Park this year. It's a beautiful location, and primarily that victims will be able to release the lanterns themselves.
And how can people get one of those lanterns to write a message?
We will have the lanterns available just before the ceremony. So starting at 6:30, anyone who wants to complete a lantern can do so at Millennium Park. The ceremony will be short. If an individual is unable to attend the ceremony and would like to complete a lantern, they can just contact us and we'll touch base with them to get them a lantern to complete, and we'll release it in their honor.
So this is a one-night event, but you have a new ongoing initiative to tell us about, and that's a survivor network. What's the story on that?
Well, as we started doing Illuminate Irving, the stories of the survivors that we had participate was so meaningful and so powerful. And as I met with them to prepare for the ceremonies, I learned a lot about things that we might be able to do better, things that we could improve on as an agency. And I started to recognize that there are some agencies that have survivor networks, survivor advisory boards, survivors who come in and tell their story and share what worked well, what they what could have been done better. And so we just decided this would be something that would be great for Irving. You know, I've worked in victim services for over 20 years, but I still don't know it all. I still have so much to learn. And those who've been there, who've experienced the things that they've experienced, bring value and information to our agency that we wouldn't otherwise have. So that Survivor Network started just a little over a year ago. And part of what they do is, you know, they've toured our building and told us what in our building we can improve, how we can improve services, what things that are going on out in the world impact us directly. And so they've been a great support and resource for us, and just the information that they have to contribute is so valuable and will guide and lead the direction of our programs for the future.
Important topics to talk about on Domestic Violence Awareness Month and year-round. Heather Koval, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Illuminate Irving is Tuesday, October 19th at 6:30 p.m. It will take place at Millennium Park, 201 Sowers Road. Parking will be available at the South Irving Library. In other police outreach news, National Night Out is set for October 5th. As you see in this video from past years, a lot of groups host block parties to help people get to know each other and build relationships with police. If your organization is planning an event and would like Irving Police to take part, find the link to register at cityofirving.org/1005. The deadline to register is September 28th. Irving Mall is celebrating its golden anniversary, 50 years in the city of Irving. The mall has changed a lot over the decades, and we were there for the celebration and a trip down memory lane.
Today we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of Irving Mall opening its doors.
This is a time for us to come out and realize that this is a member of the community that has provided tax base for our city for over 50 years.
And we have a food truck rally outside with 15 different food trucks. We have some bouncy houses for the kids. We have a 50-foot basketball shooting competition. It's completely free. You get to take a 50-foot shot. You maybe get a prize anywhere from $100 to $1,000 in value.
Man, the contest is farther than what I thought it was when I got to the line. I thought maybe I can chunk it up, but I need some more power to shoot that shot.
And I remember back 50 years ago, I was 16 years old. And at that time, you know, we always went to the malls. That's where we hung out.
50 years is a long time. I can remember almost every one of them. I grew up not too far from here when they were building it.
The 11-year-old Irving Mall is in the process of being expanded to include 2 new department stores, a fast food court, and a new multi-screen general cinema.
Your body starts to rock. It served our community great in a lot of different ways, and it has real staying power, and that's awesome for our city.
I just been coming here since I was a little kid going to elementary school in Irving, so I always come to this mall.
Right now we only have 2 vacant spaces, so we're doing outstanding. A lot of great response and really a lot of interest in getting in here. You can see we've had great crowds. Our traffic has been up even higher than in 2019, so we're really excited about what we have going on and what the future holds.
We have a good owner that's working with the city on different things. They've added millions of dollars over the years in different areas, and I think you'll see in the near future that even more things will be done in this area.
We want to give back to the community and take this mall to the next level in the future, and we have big plans to do so.
Some of the clips in that story came from our vast archives. ICTN is celebrating its 40th anniversary this October. We've been taking a look back at the early days of this program, which launched in 1982 as Irving Week in Review. That is the year former Irving City Councilwoman and civil rights trailblazer Jackie May Townsell talked about plans to sell her longtime grocery store and restaurant.
The emotions about the whole thing. I never realized that maybe this was a landmark or anything like that. It just never dawned on me. It's just part of me, you know, and I just never thought about it in that way.
That same month, the Mandalay Four Seasons opened. It is now the Omni Las Colinas. Along with looking back, we have several other ways we are marking our anniversary. You can register online now for the 40 for 40 challenge to walk, run, or bike 40 miles in 40 days. There is also an exhibit at the Irving Archives and Museum featuring some vintage ICTN equipment and historic photos. That runs through October 31st. We'll have a reception at 6:15 just before the October 14th City Council meeting. So come by City Hall, say hello to us, and enjoy a cupcake. We debuted a new logo for the channel. You see it here, and we'll soon have some visual updates to this program. So a lot to watch for as we mark our 40th anniversary. The Irving Golf Club was the site for the first ever Vets What's Next golf tournament. Vets What's Next is the charity founded by retired Army Major Eric King. Many of our viewers got to know him as he got a new home through Operation Finally Home, the City of Irving, and other partners. This is one way he is paying it forward. Take a look.
We are out here having the Vets What's Next inaugural scholarship golf tournament.
You know, this is just a great story. You know, you have Eric King, a local veteran with a heart of gold who's on a mission to provide services and support for fellow vets.
So we got all these great Americans and veterans to come out here to participate in this great cause, just so we can raise enough funds so we can give our disabled veterans dependents a scholarship in the amount of $2,000.
Major Eric King's been such an integral part of our community since Operation Finally Home. And to see him continue to build into our community with his organization, Vets What's Next, it's only appropriate that I come out and support what he's doing.
Wow.
Keys to your new home.
As I was blessed with a home, I said, I know there's something I can do to pay it forward. And this is one of the things that we want to do with Vets What's Next.
So this is a great opportunity for him to give back, and we want to support that.
I will tell you, I thought we was going to have about 30 people, to be honest with you. But at the last hour, last couple of days, people just started registering as we was getting the word out about the golf tournament. And we up to about 70 plus golfers today just come out and participate and just have a good time.
To have an event like this that raises funds for his cause on our golf course, I just think nothing else is a shining example of what Irving stands for than a situation like this.
Great member of our community. It'll be a great day for us to be out here today.
Registration for those scholarships remains open. Find the link to apply at golf.vetswhatsnext.org. It is time now for our Pets of the Week, so let's head out to the Animal Care Campus. Michael Whiteside is with the DFW Humane Society with a couple of great dogs for us. Hey Michael, tell us about Louie.
Yeah, so first we're going to talk about Louie, and he is this awesome 7-month-old Plot Hound mix. He's got these really long, lanky legs. He's really all puppy. He just loves to play. He loves other dogs, and he really enjoys spending time running around the yards and chasing other dogs and then playing with toys and jumping into the pool. That's a new favorite of his. And he's just a whole lot of fun. Very active. I like all puppies. And he's definitely going to need a little bit of training, but he's quickly learning some commands and learning how to walk on a leash a little bit better. So he's just an awesome dog, and he'll be great for anybody that's active or any family. A yard would be awesome for him, but he'd do great learning his leash skills and going for walks and runs.
When we talk about this next one, the first thought is the movie Rambo. You have a dog named Rambo, but I'm hoping nothing like the character.
You're right. And his name is Rambo, and it must have been something that was supposed to be a little ironic because he's not. He's about 6 months old. He's a Border Collie mix, and he is just another fun dog. He's kind of a big goofball. He loves playing to the camera. I've got some great photos of him just acting like a fool in front of the camera, but he's also another one that enjoys playing with other dogs. He loves his toys, and he's an all-around puppy. He just will go and go and go till he finally just can't go anymore. Then he'll take a break for a few minutes, and then he's going again, just like any puppy would. But he's a friendly, fun dog, and is another one that's going to be great for a family, or just really anybody that has time to spend with him and get him some exercise as he learns and grows.
There are so many ways to help the DFW Humane Society and other nonprofits across Irving. One of those is North Texas Giving Day, and I know the DFW Humane Society is participating. So tell us what people need to know about that event.
Sure. North Texas Giving Day is the largest one-day fundraising event for our area. It's held each year in September. This year, it's going to be September 23rd. And it's an all-day giving event. It starts at 6 a.m., runs through midnight that day. But one of the best things about North Texas Giving Day is when you give through the North Texas Giving Day website, all of those donations are eligible for bonus funds. So Community Foundations of Texas works with different companies and sponsors that donate funds that will be added onto any donations that are received through the North Texas Giving Day website. And it also, the nonprofits that receive donations are also eligible for prizes, which include prize money, as well as some in-kind donations as well throughout the day. And then right now, they do have early giving going on. So if you tend to be one of those people like me who might forget on the day of North Texas Giving Day, you can actually go to the site and give now, and it still will be eligible for those bonus funds and the prize money as well. And it makes a huge difference for all the nonprofits in the area, especially us. It's one of our biggest fundraising days, and our goal this year is $30,000. Which we've done about that amount for the past several years. So we're really hoping that we can reach that goal again this year to really kind of beef up our funds for the year.
Yeah, and that website is really good because you can sort by Irving charities and choose the ones you want to support. So Michael Whiteside, thanks so much for telling us about that and all the ways we can get involved at the DFW Humane Society.
Great, thanks Thomas.
Sure, the Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. Check out the websites you see on your screen for the operating hours and to see more adoptable animals. Police are taking steps to stop drunken driving. Coverage of Walk Like Mad is coming up next time on City Source. Also, we'll be at the Animal Care Campus for Clear the Shelters, a nationwide animal adoption campaign that started here at Irving, and we have some good stories to share from that. We've also told you a lot about the Irving Police Department program called Shop Talk. One barbershop owner is seeing a big benefit from his participation in the program. We'll have the story coming up next time on City Source. Remember, you can always email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. Also find us on YouTube. Our channel is at youtube.com/The City of Irving. Subscribe and you can get notifications when we upload new videos. And we always appreciate the likes and positive comments. And that's it for this edition of City Source. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy, and we'll see you next time with an all-new show.